join me in welcoming Stacey Spencer. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Because of time constraints, I'm going to ask everyone to stand to your feet because I know we've had an opportunity to relax, sit back, take in a lot of information. And because of time constraints, I won't give Mr. Daniel Gilmore a heart attack where he'll have to pull the plug on me. But let me just say this. When I start any seminar, I always like to get people to stand because you have a reason to be standing. It is a critical time in this nation, and God is truly asking us to be the salt and the light in the earth. And one thing that I'm never, when that young lady was singing, this whole place should have been packed this morning for every young person. She was standing and singing a beautiful voice. And so I figure those two sections that are empty over there, the Hard Rock Cafe, got those folk last night. But those of you that dare to dream with us today, I'm going to ask you, we've got a little pump it up music. We've heard a lot of sad things today about our culture, but let me just say this, even though it's critical in the nation right now, it's the most powerful hour in the earth. There's a young man named, what is his name, Barack Obama? Running for president, and whether you like him or not, history is being made. Oh, come on, put your hands together for that. Oh, come on, I know we can do better than that. The foundation of the earth is changing because of that young man running for presidency. My God. So for the next 10 seconds, I'm going to ask you to put your hands together for the person standing next to you. If it's an empty chair, clap for yourself. Oh, come on, Matt, give us the music back there for 10 seconds. We're going to change the shape of this hotel, the conference. Oh, come on, I know you can do better than that. Clap like you just got an Academy Award. Oh, yeah. If you got an instrument, let us hear you make some noise. Oh, come on. How about 10 more seconds right there? For Daniel Gilmore, the powers that be that put this conference together, give them a nice round of applause. Come on. You're not tired of clapping. For the Marriott and the Westin, for making you feel welcome. Come on, give them some applause. Oh, somebody's catching the spirit. That young man said, I'm still clapping. Come on. It's worth that and a little bit more. We're going to change the atmosphere in here today. So what just happened in those 10 seconds? The atmosphere changed because you got a different perspective on how you're out looking and looking at this conference. How depressing and concerning it is to my mind and my heart when I had to sit in the back of the room and just listen to one story after the other. This one killing this one upset about that. African American people are some of the most powerful people in the planet right now. Oh, come on. If you're gonna clap, clap. I can't stand that weekend clapping. Put your hands together like you just got an Academy Award. I promised Mr. Gilmore I wasn't going to preach, but I feel a preach coming on. Concerns me when a nation was founded on the principles of God, and then you go in and they have to coach you at the door. Miss Spencer, you know it's a fine line between government and state, and you can't mention his name. But every time we do a conference, Jackie, the young people say, I'm thankful to God. Oh yeah, somebody said glory. We'll have church in here in a minute. The young lady starts singing Amazing Grace. I thought, well, I'm ready to take out running through the hotel. But because of time constraints, I'm going to ask you to be seated. We'll go back to the hand clapping in a minute. Because if you didn't give it your best shot, you're going to get one more opportunity to do it the right way. If you're coming in, please come and be seated. We'll give you that opportunity. My purpose, my promise. Why a seminar like that is requested so many times in corporate America. When I developed that verbiage for that particular conference 10 years ago, a major corporation came after us and said, I heard you get people motivated when you walk in and you have this little music and it kind of boom, 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 boom. You know, they get a little beat. But in our corporation, when they approached me, they basically said, we have stopped applauding each other. The accomplishments. And as a people, culturally, I think we have stopped applauding each other. It's quick how people will get on the bandwagon when you do something bad, everybody knows about it. The whole neighborhood, the church, the congregation, the Congress. Do something good, you have one or two people that will say you did a great job. See, the hand clapping exercise lets me know how deep and how fast I can go, how deep I can go with it. Still some things need to be broken. We were kind of lackadaisical in our clapping. But it tells us a lot because hand clapping is a form of warfare and it's a form of praise. And for African American people, we have only had our hand clap, prayer, and praise in most situations. So when people ask you to put your hands together, it's not something they ask you to do with a privilege, it's a courtesy to be able to do it. So when you look at things differently, the atmosphere changes. I hate to sound like I'm preaching, and I'm trying not to, because there's that fine line between government and state and church again. But the Secretary of the State, Frank Peterman, where'd he go? He's a preacher first. Politician second. He was called back on. Give him a round of applause for that. Oh, come on, you can do better than that. I hate that weak hand clapping. Young people, if you don't learn how to start clapping for yourself now, why in the world would somebody else applaud you later? We feel like music, movement, and motion in your mind are the elements for success. So this is how we take charge in any conference, whether it's corporate, charismatic, the young, the old. We don't care if it's Latina, Hispanic, African American, our white brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. Multicultural, multi-diverse. A smile, have I heard it said, a smile speaks multi-millions of languages. A hand clap speaks even hundreds more. Quickly, our philosophy. If you reshape the way that you think about prevention, don't look at it as a defensive measure, but an offensive measure. It's all in the perception of your mind's eye when you begin to say, prevention is about protecting me, my goals, my destiny, my dreams. And once you have a reawakening about the terminology of prevention, and you begin to realize that your prevention and your reawakening is connected to your rediscovery. Your rediscovery is realigned with your purpose. Your purpose is parallel to your dreams. And then your dreams are your doorway to your destiny. So prevention is not just about protecting me, my bodily state. It's about protecting your spirit, your mind, and your body. A full package. And then when you prevent, you protect your dreams and your destiny. But before I go further, let's define purpose, because many of you on your seats have a paper called My Purpose, My Promise. And if you want to write this down, some quick synonyms. Your intentions, your resolution, your determination, your accomplishments in doing, and your accomplishments in planning. equals your purpose. So my question to you today, young people, my question to you today, elders, politicians, preachers, prophets, law enforcement, clergy, aunts, uncles, teachers, from this day forward, what is your purpose? This can't just be another conference about the conference. It has to be a conference with a purpose. What are your intentions when you leave this conference today? When you go back to your churches, your civil groups, your communities, what are you commanded and consecrated to change? Who have you been challenged to change besides yourself? So think about prevention is connected to your purpose and your destiny. Moving right along, if I can say this with a pun on words. I've heard a lot through the last 2 days about issues that have been hot and heated in St. Petersburg with the young people that have died at the hands of gun violence. Young people, let me say something in your favor. If you show an elder person respect, you get respect. That's worth a hand clap. The other flip side of that is it's hard when you get between a rock and a hard place and you make a tough decision about preserving life. So I say to you very adamantly, be careful in the fights that you choose. If it's not a fight of honor and righteousness, don't get involved. I have 4 nieces, educated, beautiful, going places. But I tell them and I caution them all the time, don't get into arguments with people. For the very fact we wear our feelings on our breastplate and our shoulders. Young people, let me say to you today, don't carry your feelings on your shoulders and in your breastplate. Carry it in your spirit, where you can communicate to God about things that are not right. Don't be so quick to verbalize everything, and I'm not going to let them talk to me like that. Well, you know what? There's consequences behind the attitude. Sometimes it's better to just keep your mouth shut and live a little longer than to say the wrong thing and end up dead. So don't make the challenge in the streets, but challenge your own mind that you're going to learn how to control your tongue. Small vehicle, but it's very powerful. And we as a culture, we need to start using our mouths more powerfully to praise each other. Gossip is one of the most dangerous things in any culture. And young people, gossip is deadly to your destiny. If the conversation isn't about God, this is the way I regulate my own life. If it's not about God and improving and helping somebody else, we're not going to talk. You may be important and you may have a power position, but if you're not saying something to help somebody else, we definitely won't talk. Oh, come on, that's worth a hand clap right there, young people. That one's for you. What even concerns me, a conference of this magnitude, every seat should be filled with somebody. Oh, yeah. So here's the deal. Back to my pun on words. I think culturally, for the criminal offense number 1 against our own culture is that we as elders and leaders and teachers have misplaced our focus on retraining our young about how to replace their hatred with a renewed hope. Let me say that again. We as a people, elders, teachers, guardians, leaders, have misplaced our focus on going back and telling the young how to replace their hatred and anger with a renewed hope. You'll catch that going down 275, headed back to St. Pete. What did the little lady say? Hope. Hope is the connector to your dreams, young people. And you can have anything that your little heart, mind, spirit, body desires to have. You are one of the most powerful groups of people on the planet. Tweens, 12 to 19 years old. When 9/11 occurred, they don't tell you this on Wall Street, but I want you to know the truth. $3.8 billion kept Wall Street going when the NASDAQ plummeted. The tweens from age 12 to 19 bought music, movies, food, and gaming to keep Wall Street going. But you won't make the national news about that type of story, but let a fight break out over here today. That will be all over America. AP, Associated Press. So your hope, taking you back to a place that once grandmama and them reared you on. How many of you have your grandmother still living? And how many of you remember what grandmama said? Remember she used to say, baby, don't worry about it. Go on and do what you're going to do. Let them little people do what they going to do, but you go on and do what you're going to do. So for your hope today, a renewed assurance, a renewed expectation, desire, fulfillment, your trust, your confidence, your reliance, hope. Who are you hoping in today? Where does your hope reside? What are your hopes and dreams for the future? It starts right here today. Finally, why did we create My Purpose, My Promise? 10 years ago, when I joined under Colin Powell's America's Promise, I knew that basically I wanted to have a purpose and a promise to give back to America's young people. The most powerful people on the planet right now are the young people. And with that being said, we operate under the triple I principle, which means interactive, innovative, and intimate every seminar. You're getting a crash course of what it's like when we come out to be with you in 20 minutes. We do it normally in 90 minutes, and then a follow-up. 3 months later, 90 minutes again. 3 E's: to educate, encourage, and empower the youth of today to be the leaders of today and tomorrow. That's for our youth seminars, but for the adults, every participant is challenged, changed, and consecrated with a new beginning, a new outlook on life. So my purpose, my promise, you have a piece of paper. Do you have something to write with? Quickly, we're going to do this exercise. Flip the paper over. On one side, it says my purpose, my promise. Flip it over. And we're going to take a little exam. And Matt's going to give us a little music. This is why, young people, I say, sometimes it's better to keep your mouth quiet and your dreams before God. Okay, so here's the exercise. Does everyone have something to write with? When I was thinking about a career in the FBI, the number one thing they're asking you, how would you choose life? So with that being said, I'm going to give you 53 seconds to write down the 6 most important things to you. Go. Thirty more seconds. Fifteen seconds. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Look the list over. And I mean look it over real good. I'm going to give you 18 seconds to scratch off one thing you can live without. Matt, give us some music. Go. Scratch off one thing you can live without. Oh, I hear some talking. Difficult, isn't it? It's going to get tougher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Look the list over. Matt, you're doing beautiful with that music. Keep it right there. Go up just a little bit. Look the list over. We're going to give you 15 seconds to scratch off the second thing you can live without. Go. Five, 4, 3, 2, stop. Final step. Are you doing the exercise? Let me hear you say amen. Amen. Is it getting difficult?